Hi, I'm Donna Menke, and I'm going to show you how I make really cute geckos using polymer clay. You can make very colorful geckos or more simple geckos using fewer colors. This one ended up being kind of dull, but this is the first one one of the first ones that I made. This is the first one that I made just using two colors, and I gave them red eyes. My favorite is this rainbow gecko, which uses all 7 colors of the rainbow and little strips of black. And then this one was to match a bathroom walls and towels, and it worked just perfectly. For that bathroom match, I used these colors, which are 2 contrasting colors with 2 lighter versions. For the rainbow gecko, I used lots of different colors. When you've got your colors stacked, elongate your stack, cut it in half, and stack them together again. When you've got them all together, you're going to squish them down and make it into a square and cross section rectangle. Bring the darker edges around almost to meeting, and then start twisting it. As you twist it, roll it on your workplace so that it gets to be a smooth cigar shape with tapered ends. And when you've got it just the way you want it, go ahead and slice it in half along the length to give you 2 nice big pieces. Now you're not going to be able to make 2 great big geckos out of that, but you could make one big gecko or a bunch of small geckos. If you cut them in half, you can make even more small geckos. I'm going to put a magnet in mine, so I cut a hole to fit a small rare earth magnet. Then took a piece of contrasting colored clay, made it very, very thin. Then after I put it in place, I rolled it to make it even thinner. In order for the magnet to work, it has to be extremely thin. If you're going to use one of the cut pieces, you're going to have to bring the edges around to bring it back to having 2 pointed ends. Then take and use your fingers to squish it into approximately equal thirds. Take one of those thirds on one of those ends, twist it to bring that dark color back, and elongate it to make a tail. The tail should be about the same length as your body and head. You're going to have some scrap that you can use to make the legs, or you can just take some pieces of clay and make legs like you see here. Use a tool like the end of a paintbrush or a knitting needle to poke 4 holes into the top of your body. Point the ends of your scrap leg pieces and squish them into those holes. Angle them upwards so that you'll be able to round them down to where they hit your workspace, and that's going to be the feet. If the feet aren't big enough, you might need to add some clay to them. The little balls of clay you can add would be kind of the hands and feet of them. You squish them into place if you need them. And then take your X-Acto and spread them out into the toes. There are actually 4 large toes and 2 little thumbs in the same position as our thumbs are. Spread your fingers and toes apart, and then if you don't have enough clay to smush it, you might need to make 20 little teeny tiny balls of clay to put on the ends of those fingers so that when you smush them, they look like little spatulated fingertips. The head, you can use any of your leftover pieces, or you can again make up your own slices of clay. This one was made from ends that I trimmed when I was making the first part of the cane. This one was the end of a piece of cut cane that I hadn't used, and it worked out especially well. After you've got it shaped to the head shape, to match the head shape you have on the body, dig a couple of holes, and I used seed beads. This is silver here. Use any color you want, but I think it looks really good if you use large dark beads. These happen to be some round beads that worked particularly well. The mouth does not need to blend all together. It actually looks better if you leave a little groove between. Pop a couple of holes in the front to be nostrils, a couple of nostrils and a couple of holes in the back to be ears. Whew. Now, you can get this much slower in a 10-page booklet with all of the